Alright guys, so here's the review of the MAS, Matthew & Son, Arcticus. So this is actually a prototype. It's a review piece being around to a few other people before me, I think. But full disclosure, although I don't get to keep this particular one that I've been testing out, once the final production version's done, they are going to send me one that I get to keep. So make of that what you will. But you know the score, I'm going to keep it 100% honest no matter what. So the question is this any good? And also, what are the changes from this prototype to the actual final version? Let's get down to the review and find out. So here it is. I'm not going to talk about the packaging this came in, because it came in the old style packaging from the previous watch, the Irukandji. If you want to see that, I've done a review for that watch up here. I'll leave a link to that. But apparently they're going to be doing something a bit different with this one, something a little bit cool. So make sure you follow the links down in the description. Kickstarter should be launching at the end of the month. Not sure the exact date just yet. If I do find out, I'll probably update that or pin a comment or something. So seeing as we're talking about the Kickstarter, I'll quickly talk about the few details I do know. So they're going to be launching with 4 different colours of this. So you've got this blue one, which is referred to as the Glacier blue. You've got a black one, a white one, an orange one. Let's quickly talk about the dial on this. Get a zoom in. So we've got a really nice sandwich dial on this. Plenty of depth, I do really like that. So all those indices are recessed on the sunken layer, and then you've got Lume on them. Then we've got quite a bit of space for Lume on the hands as well, and the hands are actually slightly brushed, so they're not like a polished finish. So that's matching the rest of the case, which is also fully brushed. Speaking of which though, this is something they could be changing. They may possibly be adding some polishing details to this case and the bracelet, but that's not been fully decided yet. So let us know down in the comments what you'd want to see, if you would want to see some polishing details on it. So we've got a fairly simple dial other than the sandwich bit. So you've got printed logo below the 12. Got printed text above the 6 with the Arcticus, and 150 metre water resistant. And then we've got that nice minute tracker on the outside. Just a really nice simple design. I do like it. Not overly cluttered, which I do like to see. All the hands are really nice length. Second hand reaching right onto the edge. Minute hand right on the edge of those hour indices. And then the hour hand just on the inside of them. So perfect proportions. So as soon as I zoomed in, quickly show you the crown. So we've got the MAS logo on there as well, which is really nice. And it's a really nice grippy crown as well. So I'll quickly zoom out and show you that in action. So screw down crown. Pop it out. Just got the one position. That's because this has got a Miyota 9039, which is basically just like the no date version of the 9015, I think. I could be wrong there, but I'm fairly sure it is. So then we can change the time. Second hand stops, so we go hacking. Pop it back in. Second hand re-engages. And you can see we've got a really nice sweep on that second hand, because this is actually a high beat movement. So, you've probably noticed before, we've got drilled lugs as well, which is always good to see. Makes it easier to change out straps if you do want to. And we've also got female end links. They don't quite fit at the moment, but this is something else that's going to be getting changed for the final version. They're going to be fixing that so it does line up with the bottom of the actual lugs. So it just integrates a bit better, but it's still going to be female end links. As for the rest of the bracelet, like I said before, it's just all brushed. They have actually improved the clasp from the previous watch. In fact, I'll quickly show you the other one. in a second. So we've got the fold over, but then we've got double pushers and a nice milled clasp. So I'll quickly pop that down and I'll bring in the Irukandji and show you what that's like, because this was one of the issues I did actually have with this. So again, we've got the fold over, but with this one we didn't have the pushers. It was just a friction based one where you have to like pull it. So it's nice to see they've changed that and upgraded that. Just makes it a lot easier to operate. You're not going to worry about trying to get your finger in there and maybe breaking your nail if you've got longer nails or something, or struggling if you've got shorter ones. And again, got plenty of micro adjust, so you should be able to get a really nice size and fit on this. And we have got it branded with the MAS logo. So let's talk about the measurements on this now. So we've got a thickness of just over 11mm, diameter of 40mm, lug width of 20mm, and lug to lug of 46.6, which is really nice, really compact. That is good to see. And with those lugs, they do curve quite a lot, so will help conform to wrist, but I'll show you that at the end. Before we do that, let's test now whether we've got sapphire crystal on this. Using the trusty diamond selector 2. And yep, we have got sapphire crystal. So that's always good. I'll quickly show you now, actually, I forgot to show you before, the case back on this. So you've got the fact that it's a Miyota 9039, 150 metre water resistant, stainless steel, and sapphire crystal, which we've just tested. We've got solid end links on that, and it is a screw down case back as well. So now let's show you that lume we were talking about earlier. So you can see a little bit there at the moment, but as always, let's charge it up, give it a proper chance. So again, as I said previously, this is another thing that's going to be changing from this prototype. The lume is actually going to be improved, but I'll talk about that in a second once we've fully charged it, so you can see what I'm on about. So there we go. Right, straight away you can tell the hands are a lot brighter than the indices, and this is something that is going to be changed. So the lume on the hands is what's going to be on the whole of the watch pretty much, because the ones on the indices at the moment, although there's plenty of space because it's a sandwich dial, the factory that actually did the dial just used whatever lume they had on hand, whereas the ones on the hands is what's actually going to be on the full watch. So as you can see, the hands glowing really nicely. They stay at this level a really long amount of time as well, so you will have the whole dial like that for the final version, so something to be aware of. So all that's left to do now is show you what it's like on wrist. So this is what it looks like on my 7-inch wrist, and it does wear really nicely. Like I say, because you've got plenty of micro adjust there, get a really nice fit, and also with the curvature on these lugs, it just conforms to the wrist really nicely. So I do really like this one. And if you're not that keen on this blue version, like I say, they've got a few other options, so just make sure you check out the links in the description as always, and see if there's any that you do like if you don't like this one. And again, the Kickstarter will be launching pretty soon, so if you want to get in on those early prices, make sure you keep an eye on that. But that's it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.